All right, I want to call to order the budget hearing meeting for Murphysboro Community Unit District 186. And Mrs. Hines, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Boehm?
Here.
Mr. Beavers?
Here.
Mrs. Brazel? Here. Mr. Green?
Here.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mrs. Evaldi? Here. Mr. Rungy?
Here. Next item is the approval of the agenda. Dr. Evers, are there any changes or additions?
Just, we will be discussing a student disciplinary matter, oh, not to this one, sorry,
Not to
next
this one.
agenda. This one's perfect.
All right.
At 6 o'clock, we have a slight
Gotcha.
addition.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4 is the reason we're here, is the budget review. This is informational. It was sent to the board. And I don't know if, Mrs. Bush, if you have anything to add on what you'd already sent to us? If
No,
not-
not really. I just, in case any of you might have missed, right behind the budget hearing agenda was just a page-and-a-half document that I put together that was just what I look at, my process
I
when
think
I'm
that was
when
very
I'm
needed and added.
doing the budget
a lot.
and the things that I'm considering, the things that I'm looking at. Of course, it's a moving, a living, breathing thing, and it changes all the time. So there are already a few changes from when we put the budget on display last month, little changes here and there, and that will continue throughout the year. So if there's anything really impactful, say we would sell bonds, I'm not saying we would, but something of that sort, then I would ask the board to amend the budget later in the fiscal year, any major changes. So at this point, it is we don't have a deficit budget, our budget is in balance, and thanks to the ESSER funds, we do have a positive fund balance in the education fund, and are looking to build that fund balance just a little bit. And really the reason that we have $1.2 million is what the budget reflects, revenues over expenditures. In part, last year, we had all these ESSER expenses for last year that we didn't get reimbursed for until FY22. So the expenses for last year, revenues are this year. And because they're reimbursement basis, we look every month or two, we're submitting reports to ISB to get reimbursement for those funds that we're spending for all of our grants, but the ESSER just, of course, are the biggest ones. So I really don't have anything else to add.
Then I'll open the floor to the board if they have any questions.
Obviously, the ed fund's the largest budget fund that we have. You're looking at about 30 million in total for revenue, about $30 million worth of expenditures, ending up, with $1 million positive at the bottom of the year. But like you said, you had a timing difference coming into the year that we're in now out of the prior year because of those grant submissions.
Right, correct.
So, I mean, that's really the gist of what we've got here.
Yes. And $5 million of that, of course, is SIU grant funds that were just custodial in nature, basically. So in and out expenses but because the funds come in Murphysboro's name, because we have to sign off on the grant, they are included in our state funds, that $5 million of SIU funds.
And you've included the construction project that we approved the other day.
Yes.
So,
Well, part of those funds, because of course we will only expend a portion of those
Right.
funds in this fiscal year. So I did account for part of that and some other known construction expenses and other small things, so yes. There's still a lot of ESSER 2 money, or ESSER 3 money that is not accounted for in the budget, because we know those expenses are gonna be down the road next year, maybe even the following year.
I think it looks good.
Anyone else? Hearing no one else, then I will open it up to the public or employee if they have any questions for the budget. Hearing none, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.